This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for jumping in. My name is Belkis and I live in Florida. So good morning to the people in Colorado and whoever else is jumping in from another state. And good afternoon to the Floridians. Anyways, so my story is that I was looking for activated collagen and my friend Donna happened to post something online and I was very intrigued because it was in a bottle and I know that the bottles, the liquid is the ones that we absorb better. So I got a hold of her and she told me all about the activation and glutathione and all that beautiful words, mitochondria. And my husband and I, here's our family right there, we had been going to this functional medicine doctor that was way above, like he knew all this stuff way when nobody was even talking about it. And so it really intrigued us. So we started researching and saw the ABC primetime video. And my husband's like, let's do it. We jumped right in. I trusted it because I did a little research and stuff like that. So then I was just so excited sharing it with everybody, a lot of my clients, because I'm a hairdresser. And what I noticed after 3 months was that this thing that I've been praying about for like 7 years, it was this weird palpitation, but it wasn't just a palpitation, it was actually like an episode. Like I would get, it was a sensitivity to something I was eating, and it was a lot of things. So I couldn't pinpoint. And so I would wake up in the middle of the night with palpitation, and I really wanted to pass out, and I'd have to work. So I'm here standing up like I'm Cuban, so I'm just crazy. I'll just go to work even if I'm almost about dead. And anyways, I started feeling so much better after about 3 months. I noticed that it was less intense and less frequent. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I just was sold on it. And then little by little, as I started sharing, I started making more money with the company paying for my products, and I got more fully activated. And then when the Mind Body came out, that's when it really transformed it. Like 99%, I barely get it at all. So I discovered in my own, searching and seeking, that it had to be something to do with my gut. I feel like it was a vagus nerve or whatever, and whatever the Mind Body did really helped heal my gut. And so I was all in. So then I started, I've been sharing with people and everything. So my why is, or my want, whatever, with this company is also because I really would love to have financial freedom, as I'm a hairstylist. If anything happened to me, that's it. If I fell and broke my wrist, I'm done. So I would just really wanted to share this and make a business out of it, since I truly believe it's a different kind of product. It's actually activation versus supplementation, as we'll see later in the slides, what makes a difference. So that's what activation looks like. There's a lot of these people here. Christi is on there, and you can see that everybody is aging backwards, and their inflammation is gone. I have a picture like this too that I couldn't even believe. It's amazing what it does to you. If you take your pictures, you will see it. So, and then another thing, I was always talking to my clients. I have all my clients, they all have something, no matter how strong they are, they work out, whatever, they all have something, allergies or their gut or whatever. They're all feeling so bad. And I'm constantly having these conversations with them, and they're still, just doing the same thing that doesn't work. And so this is what they're doing. They're taking pills, either pharmaceutical, or they're doing the Red Bull, or they're doing even supplements. Supplements work to a degree, but it's not activation. And then it's not our fault, it's that we're being hijacked. We have the herbicide, pesticide, we have the processed food, we have EMF, we have just so many things against us. And even the best of us, we try our best, we're still getting affected. And then Christi will tell you the rest.
Hi guys, I'm Christi. That was awesome, Belkis. Thank you. I live in Colorado here with my husband Dave. We have 4 kids and 7 grandkids, and I've been in, aesthetics and anti-aging for about 28 years. And LifeVantage is just the answer to so many prayers, you guys. So, like Belkis said so eloquently, that we live in a more toxic environment now than ever before. 28 years ago, when I was an esthetician, I started doing treatments, on people's faces, listening to their stories. stories, just like Belkis is listening to her client stories as a hair artist. And it just breaks our heart, doesn't it, Belkis? Like nobody feels well. And I realized 28 years ago when I was, 30 years old as this young esthetician that, man, it doesn't matter if you're male or female or how old you are or how much money you have, um, that this is all for naught. Having beautiful hair, beautiful skin, money in the bank, and a beautiful house. If your body's breaking down, and it's happening more and more and more now than ever before. I mean, this was 28 years ago I heard the stories. The stories are just getting worse. So think about your daily conversations, with your friends, your spouse, your family. People just are not feeling well, and we do live in a more toxic environment. And so what's happening, you guys, is that toxins enter our bodies just naturally, and those toxins create free radicals. Those free radicals attack our cells. So I want you to visualize the cells in your body. That attack on the cell is called oxidative stress. It's like rusting of the cell, which is a root of inflammation. Starts with the cell, which is the root of all disease, you guys, and just progressive aging, right? Is inflammation in our body starting with the cell. And so this inflammation, this oxidative stress, affects every organ and system in our body, from our eyes to our lungs to our hearts to our guts to our joints to our brains. Like raise your hand if you want to age with a healthy brain, right? So the good news is it's not all doom and gloom, is that our cells have their own defense mechanism where they make antioxidants to neutralize the oxidative stress. So our cells make what's called glutathione, which is the mother of all antioxidants. It's made in our cells by our cells to neutralize oxidative stress. So what's happening now, though, is that we live in such a higher toxic burden that our cells just can't keep up making enough antioxidants, and we're not eating the right foods, right? So our poor little cells are just depleted. So that is really a simple explanation of why disease is on the rise. We've got more oxidative stress than ever before. So here comes Protandim NRF2. So we haven't mentioned this product yet. Belka started out by saying that she was taking something that was introduced to her by her friend Donna that just solved a lot of her issues that she was having. So Protandim has 5 plant ingredients: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. You don't have to memorize all those, but individually, you probably know they're really good, awesome ingredients if they're pure, right? But the magic, you guys, is in the synergy of all 5 of these plant ingredients compressed in this little yellow pill. It's a pill that we take. So it's not a vitamin, it's not a supplement, it's an activator. It's a pill that is activating our cells to make those antioxidants that they're supposed to do. But you guys, 24/7, regardless of our age, regardless of our genetics, regardless of our diet and lifestyle, it's activating our cells to make those antioxidants 24/7, clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. And it has a cumulative effect. So it just gets better and better and better. That's why you saw in the photo that we showed of some of the people who have been activated for several years now. You can see that literally the clock is turning backwards on them. So this increases our glutathione by 300%. A lot of science behind it, but I'm going to keep it simple, you guys. This is just activating our body's natural processes. This was the only, so you guys, our National Institutes of Aging, it's a government-funded program, and their whole outlook is to do research to help Americans live longer, healthier lives. So they are doing all sorts of research all the time. Well, they actually did a 10-year study on Protandim NRF2, on turmeric by itself, green tea by itself, fish oils by itself, resveratrol, and Protandim. 10-year study. At the end of the 10 years, they said, oh my gosh, Protandim actually extends quality of life in male mice. They did the study on male mice. Male mice they have kind of the same biological background as humans. So when all of the studies out there on all different things when it comes to disease, they do it on mice. So we can actually say it's proven to extend quality of life because it does indeed keep oxidative stress levels at an all-time low, day after day, month after month, year after year. Then our body can go and function and perform more optimally, right? So you can eat antioxidants all day long, and I definitely want you to, right? Antioxidants come from whole foods, foods that Mother Nature provides for us, all plant-based foods. So fruits and vegetables and beans and grains and legumes all contain antioxidants. So we want to eat those all day long. And it is helping, like some plant-based foods will activate our cell to make antioxidants, but just like a little blip in time, right? And then the toxic burden comes in. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Whereas when we take Protandim every day, it's a million times more effective. So what I like to say is if you're consuming lots of beautiful plant-based foods and healthy foods, whole foods all day long, it's like pouring a Dixie cup of water throughout the body, just neutralizing the flames. But when you take one Protandim every single day, it's like a fire hose in every department shooting out the flames because it's our cells that are activated to make their own antioxidants. So we have a really great story, you guys. So this formulation has been out since 2003, and then it went on the shelves of retail like CVS Pharmacy, GNC, Vitamin Shot. And then in 2005, John Quinones of ABC Primetime Investigative Report, do you remember that show? I loved it. He would go and he went and interviewed the doctors who formulated Protandim. LifeVantage was owned by like a group of scientists. It was a little biotech company. So he went to go interview the doctor. He got his blood John Quinones on live TV. He took Protandim every day for 2 weeks, got his blood drawn again after 2 weeks, and his oxidative stress levels went down 45% in those 2 weeks. So if you haven't seen this investigative report, please ask the person who invited you here to watch it. We've got I think the whole thing was maybe a 12-minute episode, but we have it broken down to 3 minutes so you can kind of get the summary. It's great to watch because there's nothing else out there that you can be taking right now that actually has this kind of report and the science behind it. So we still show this ABC Primetime report because that was a catalyst that spawned other universities and institutions around the world to do their own self-funded study on Protandim. And we had like $5 million in sales of Protandim after the ABC report aired. But then you guys, of course, the sales piddled out after a few years because a kid making $8 an hour at CVS Pharmacy is not going to continue sharing the story of Protandim. So they went into a direct sales model in 2009. So we can share it now with our friends and those who we love. I joke that we don't really share our secret with those that we don't like. No, it's kidding. So this is, if you go to pubmed.gov, that's our US Library of Medicine. And if you type in Protandim, you guys will see 28 third-party peer-reviewed clinical studies published on Protandim. This is huge. This is why we have a lot of healthcare providers part of this. So at the bottom of the screen here, you can see the universities and institutions who actually put their own money into studying Protandim and got it published in all of these journals here. So Harvard and Northwestern University, again, National Institutes of Aging. There's some great studies there. And then now what they did is they took the Nerve 2 formula and they put it in a beautiful skin system, a hair system, and a pet product. So like the skin and hair system, you guys, it's clean, non-toxic. It's working with your body's chemistry. That's how our products are formulated. And look at these two dogs here, 7 years old. They're brothers. One was on pet tandem and one was not. And you can totally tell the difference in aging. Animals have a higher oxidative stress levels than humans, right? That they have such a shorter lifespan. So it's super important to get them activated as well. So now, you know, it all started with that Protandim Nerve 2 formula. So now we've got this whole line of activation products. So helping brain health, to collagen, to weight. So we're going to kind of cover those real quickly here. And these, I'm just going to share some of our most popular products. But we've got 3 Protandim products. And we kind of have that tagline, take it to make it. So we take the Protandim NRF2. NRF2 just means it's activating our NRF2 pathway. that pathway that triggers our cells to make antioxidants. Okay, so we take it to make antioxidants. Protandim NRF1 activates a different pathway, which is the pathway to our mitochondria. The mitochondria is the brain, the powerhouse of our cells. So this is 5 different plant ingredients that are formulated just right to actually activate our mitochondria. The depletion of mitochondria, you guys, happens naturally, and it is the second leading cause of age and disease is low mitochondrial dysfunction. So protandim NRF1, and then we've got NAD. You probably have heard of that if you're into kind of anti-aging and longevity. NAD is a big buzzword, but basically what that's doing, again, plant-based, increasing our sirtuin activity, which are our longevity gene. So very powerful. And when you take them together, because together is always better, because they're all formulated to work with different organs and systems in our body, it actually is that much more powerful. And then Axio is one of our favorite brain food. Axio is a powder that you put in water and it turns on neurotransmitters. You know how some people go and get like vitamin B12 shots for kind of increased energy? Well, this is all your B vitamins, DMAE, pine bark extract. And within about 20-25 minutes, you feel so much better in your brain. Because when we're tired, usually it comes in the middle of the day and I'm kind of feeling fatigued. It's not because we just sort of have, we're sleepy or we need like stimulants from coffee or energy drinks. That's not what our body is saying that it wants, right? What's happening is we are so busy these days, right? And multitasking and thinking about a million things. And we're on different screens. We're on the phone and our computer all at the same time. So our brain starts to get fatigued. So it just makes sense to have something in the nootropic category that turns on our brain activity. So you feel it pretty quickly. This is awesome. Our other products take a little while to feel the results because it's starting at the cells and fixing the cell. But let's talk about collagen, you guys. So for 28 years doing skin, I've never really backed to collagen because I didn't like the ingredients that was in collagen. I didn't like really the low results for the price point. So when our liquid collagen came out 3 years ago this month, I wasn't that excited. But what I didn't understand is that collagen is so much more than hair, skin, and nails. Collagen lines our brains and our eyes, our mouths, our guts, our joints, our ligaments, our fascia. It's like part of our makeup. And it just slowly depletes again as we age. So when I was an esthetician, right, I'm sitting here doing all these crazy treatments on people's faces, like, chemical peels and lasers. And what we're doing is we're creating an injury to that area. So the body goes into overdrive to create more collagen to help heal it, right? But it's just in the area that's being treated. Well, you guys, we have the 28 types of collagen. Most collagens on the market have 1 to 2 types of collagen. Our collagen has 10 types of collagen, and it is the only one. What do we do in LifeVantage? We activate. So all those 10 types of collagen is being activated in our body. It's insane. The collagen comes in a 1.7 ounce bottle. You shake it and you drink it 1 a day, and it works pretty quickly again. And I don't like to make claims, but it really does. You'll see from these photos. Um, and again, what's in it is amazing. Fish collagen, just peptides taken from fish scales of sustainably caught fish used for other purposes. Ruby red quinoa, beautiful plant ingredient. Citrus and berry blend. It's got a very delicious flavor and no artificial anything, right? No added sugar. And when you combine, again, when you take Protandim, reducing oxidative stress, and combine it with the liquid collagen, it's working that much better. I just like to simply say it's 1 + 1 = 3. When people cold plunge, which I've done and I love it, and cryotherapy, and how good it is for your body, and it helps to to help it in recovery. Well, these two together are doing that every single minute of every single day. It's called the Healthy Glow Stack, and we actually have this a study on what these two do in your body together. It's insane. But this is Betty, so I'm only going to share photos of people I personally know, or I personally know their story. I've vetted these photos. But this is Betty. She was on Protandim for a few years and some of our other products, right? Feeling good. But she took a photo of herself day one of taking the collagen, and then day 120, and then 5 months, and 11 months later. Look at Betty. She did nothing else, you guys. No laser treatments, no fillers, no nothing. This is her whole body producing that collagen. Isn't that beautiful? And again, our skin is our largest organ on our body, and it's a direct reflection of what's going on in the inside. So this is circling back around to my story that I just wanted to help people feel better, live a more quality of life, and look good at the same time. And you literally can have it all. So this is it's just showing how healthy she is on the inside. So this is 15 days, this gal on the left, with just adding the liquid collagen. And this is a consultant's husband, 7 months on all three Protandim products and the liquid collagen. You can imagine how people are feeling on the inside, right? Joints and achiness, all the things. Necks and arms. Again, this is just a testament to how our whole body's making collagen. Cellulite. Look at the eyelid lift. This is why pictures are so important. That you please take photos before you start any of our products of everything in natural light of all different angles. So you've got a baseline for yourself. Like look at this eyelid lifting. It looks like she had a procedure. We see this more than ever. I have a customer who's 82 years old, and I took a before photo, and then 4 months of taking the liquid collagen, man, her eyes just opened up. It's crazy. So fun. And then if you are seeing an esthetician for any treatments, I'm retired from my aesthetics practice. I do LifeVantage full time, but this is a couple of my patients that I got started on it. So if you're seeing an esthetician or you know of an esthetician, they've got to know about these products. And that goes for, chiropractors and massage therapists. These products are just enhancing the treatments that they're doing. And the clients are so much happier for it. But this gal on the left, I did an IPL on her. She wanted to help, even out the reds and the browns in her skin. But then I also had her add the liquid collagen, and it looks like she had filler and Botox and thread lifting, right? 3 months. Look at that. And then this is my friend Renee, who she came in. I'm like, girl, let's do a CO2 laser resurfacing on you, but let's start you with the liquid collagen so it will enhance what the CO2 will do for you. And this is 2 weeks just on the liquid collagen before we even did the laser. Isn't that beautiful? So you can imagine her results of the laser. It just worked that much better. Her $3,000 investment was that much better. So then the company asked, okay, what else can we activate? We're having fun with all of these products and activating all of the things. So in October, you guys, we launched a GLP-1. So I don't know, it's such a buzzword right now. I don't know what you all know about GLP-1, but I'm just going to kind of briefly explain it. So GLP-1 is a hormone that's made in the gut and the brain, and it's the direct communication link between the gut and the brain, right? How important is it for us to have healthy brain and a healthy gut? Super important. So when it's working, our GLP-1 hormone is working, our brain is telling our gut, you know what, you're not hungry, you don't want that extra food, you definitely don't want that dessert, you don't want that second glass of wine, right? And it's also regulating blood sugar and our metabolism and our digestion. Well, we start then living life and doing the do and ignoring what our brain and our gut are telling us. And then what happens is we actually start to lose that GLP-1 hormone. It starts to diminish. Then we start to have cravings, and then we start to gain weight. So there's synthetic versions of GLP-1, a synthetic hormone that is injected into the body. It was originally developed for patients with diabetes, right? Because it helps control that blood sugar. But then what started happening is those people stopped getting hungry and then started losing weight. Then it became a big weight loss craze. And then we had way too many people on it for weight loss. And then there's all sorts of side effects, as you can imagine, injecting a synthetic hormone into the body. So this is the beautiful thing, you guys, is that our GLP-1 hormone is activated through what? Food, real food, right? Our bodies recognize whole food. So things like artichokes and eggplant and MCT and kombucha, um, all of these food ingredients actually nourish our own GLP-1 hormone, but we're not consuming those on a daily basis. And that is where this mind body natural GLP-1 activator comes into play. It has things like matcha and eggplant and yerba mate and honeysuckle and MCT and flaxseed, all these great ingredients that we're getting into our body every day, and fiber. Fiber is so important for us. And you guys, so a 12-week clinical trial, they found initially a 140% increase in our own natural GLP-1. The synthetic version puts about 85%. It increases GLP-1 synthetically by about 85%. I want to say one more thing about the synthetic, and I'm not trying to bash it. There's, a place and a time for pharmaceuticals for sure. But if you're just trying to lose weight, it's not the way to go, because what happens is that your body, when you're taking a synthetic, your body is tricked into not producing GLP-1. So, so then it just completely stops producing it, where this natural GLP-1 activator is increasing our GLP-1 now by 200%. So our own body's making it, you guys. There is an average weight loss of 25 pounds in 12 weeks. Nobody lost muscle. As a matter of fact, it actually changes the body's composition. And 27% decrease in visceral fat. That's that unhealthy fat that grows around the organs that's really, really hard to lose, and a 5% decrease in total body fat. Now, I want to set the tone and the expectations that it's not all about weight. When we're activating that GLP-1 hormone, there's so many amazing non-scale victories that happen. Our minds are sharper, our guts are healthier, which that just opens up a door to a whole nother slew of health benefits, right? More energy, better sleep, again, losing that visceral fat around the organs, so many things, but then the weight will stop. So we'll hold your hand through the whole thing is my thing. We've got tools for you, and to help you with through this whole thing. But here's Kimberly on the right. I'm like, girl, looks like you had, breast augmentation. She's like, no, friend, I just lost the shelf. Look at how it's changing the body's composition. And this is our friend Tyler on the left. And like, bless her heart, you can see that visceral fat, how it's gone. It's starting to deplete in just a few months. Husband and wife team, teaming up and doing it together. I love that. So again, the synergy of adding the Protandem, our main hero formulation, to this mind body core is that much more powerful. You're actually activating 22 new genes to restore, rebuild, and renew internal organs. So that's just a summation of our products, just giving you a window of how intelligent our bodies are, and that we actually have products to activate the intelligence in our bodies to lower risk for disease, just to feel better and live a more quality of life, you guys. So are your wheels spinning? Like that was a lot of information, but I hope you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I need to be activated. But are you also thinking of the other people in your life that could benefit from these activating products? And I want to give you permission that it's okay to say, you know what, I might want to share these products and earn some commission, because it's the rise of the polyworker, right? A polyworker, oh, that's a misspelling. Sorry, I'll fix that. But it's someone who creates income from multiple passions. Gone are the days where we're just grinding away at 2 or 3 jobs just to pay the bills. Now people are like, you know what, I want to have 3 things that I'm super passionate about that I can go and talk to my friends about, right? So it's not just about multiple paychecks, it's about multiple passions. So if this is like pulling at your heart, like this is so my jam, right? If you're saying this to yourself, to share products in healthy living, quality of life, and this might be something I want to do. So we have a beautiful community. Our team is called Team Vitality. And I've been with LifeVantage for 9 years. Belkis has been, gosh, I think you're going on 3 years. And we just have such a beautiful culture and community and we're so welcoming. We've got the mentorship and the leadership, and we've got systems that we plug you into. So you don't need to know everything that Belkis and I knows. You use us as a tool, and we've got all the tools that you can share to help explain the benefits of these products, right? And then you get paid. So the more people we help, the paycheck just follows. So we all lead with our heart to really just truly help people, and the money follows. So the sky is the limit as far as that's concerned. And then, we travel together. So you want to, we want to lock arms with people that we just love to be around and want to help and travel and recognize. We lift people up and give them experiences. Dave, my husband, and I just got back from South Africa, a trip that we earned again just by helping others. We get to go to South Africa. Like, what? When in life does that happen? So I'm just going to wrap this up with, thank you for getting back to the person who invited you here, and let them know if you're ready to get started as a customer, or if this is pulling at your heartstrings and you just want to join us and lock arms with us, or if you have questions, we've got lots of information to give to you, to help answer any questions that you have. Or a Team Vitality, we're doing ongoing overviews, so pop on another overview, invite a friend. And I'm going to end this share now, but if you want to stay on a little bit longer and talk a little bit more and Q&A, I'm happy to do that. So again, thanks for taking the time. And I don't know, like Kristen, I know a lot of these are your beautiful friends here. And I know you're at work, but if you want to share anything before we end it today.
I just want to say thank you for everyone who signed on to hear. Christi, you always do a great job. So thank you as well.
Oh, thank you. And thank you. Look at your people you have on here. So again, get back to Kristen, or she'll get back to you, kind of see where you're at. If you need to hop off, please hop off. Belkis and I will stay on for a couple more minutes, if you guys have any questions that we can help you with.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great, fabulous day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.